Welcome to the YoungBizHonchos podcast, where amazing teen and young adult entrepreneurs spill the tea on how they built their businesses and overcame challenges to achieve success. I'm your host, Lexi, a teenage college student who wants to inspire other young entrepreneurs to achieve greatness and lead the innovation generation. Today, we're talking with impressive teen entrepreneur John Maraglia. John is the CEO of a drone company called The Drone Life, which he started when he was just 16 years old. He ran it part-time until he graduated high school in 2019. Then, after that, he took the business full-time, and he's been successful ever since. In 2018, John was a recipient of the South New Jersey Millennials 30 Under 30 Award, honoring young business professionals. All right, so thank you for joining me today. So you're pretty amazing. Most kids at 16 might play around with drones, but would never dream of running a professional business. How did you kind of, get started with that? And what was your inspiration to start this business?
So I got my first drone when I was like around 14. And I love telling the story that it's to this day, it's still like in a tree next to my house. Like after like 5 years, it's still there. And so, but yeah, I started with like, toy ones, and I just kept on getting more of them because it was just so much fun. And then, I was kind of realizing that this is a brand new industry that really just happened in the last, not even maybe a decade, maybe the last 5 or so years. It's really been getting mainstream. So I was doing some research, and there honestly weren't that many companies around New Jersey, Philly area, New York, that were well established, that were offering like drone services or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of started to do some work, um, and then I learned some more stuff about like getting the license and everything, and then I'm kind of just like, I should make this like a full-time company, because I'm totally a total believer in, you know if you love your job so much, then you won't work another day in your life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I just started to keep on pursuing it. And then after I graduated high school last year in 2019, and then I just started doing it full time afterwards. And everyone everyone has been super supportive of my company, and me not going to school and just doing this full time. And so so far it's been pretty awesome. It's only been like around a year since I started doing it full time.
That is so cool. So not just anybody can, go out and start a drone business, right? Isn't there a lot of training and licensing involved? It seems way more complicated than just, going to the store and picking up a drone and just like doing your own thing. Like, what's the extra stuff that you have to put into it?
Yeah, so personally, like I um learned everything myself, because the internet is amazing. So
Yeah.
it was just a ton of YouTube for me, and just Google. Yeah, so if you to like actually have a drone business, you need to get what's called an FAA Part 107 license,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically just, you know, if you want to make money with the drone, then you need to get, certified and everything to make sure, you're doing everything properly, because there was a ton of laws with these, equipment, and like especially with where you cannot fly with like air traffic, like in the airports and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all that stuff, and then it's just a lot of practice and getting to and like what kind of equipment you get. I have like really low end drones or small ones, I would say, that I use for specific things, and then I have up to like the 20-pound like humongous one, um, which is like more for like the inspections and everything. Because if you want to get into this stuff full time as a business, you can start off with using the cheaper ones, but then as you get more clients, and you have like specific jobs, then your equipment needs to really expand too.
Yeah. What's kind of like, the process of getting a drone license? Like, do you have to take any courses
Yeah,
or how does that work?
so there is when I first started, when I first got my license around 3 years ago, which is right when they started, which is I think is around when they put the license out there for the first time. Um,
Mhm.
there was hardly any like free information online. Which today there's a ton of different courses you can pay for. But there's still a lot of free information on YouTube and everything. But I in the beginning I personally paid for this one course, which is um to this day is like the leader in the drone teaching of the license. And yeah, it's just takes a lot of time and like commitment if you really want to learn it, because
Oh yeah,
it's not
I
it's
bet.
not like super easy material, you know.
Uh-huh.
But if you are really into it, then you can get a hang of it. So
Yeah, and I bet like trying to learn how to fly those things are kind of complicated at first.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah, I've had crashes.
gosh. So, once you got started, how did you, build your business and acquire new customers? Was it all word of mouth or did you do any marketing?
So yeah, in the beginning, haven't done I didn't do any marketing for because I started the company like in 2017,
Yeah.
and it wasn't until 2020 that I actually did any kind of paid marketing. So
Mhm.
all throughout that time, it was just word of mouth, and I would go to, which was really great. I would go to lots of networking events, um,
Mhm.
and meet a lot of different local business owners and entrepreneurs, which was opened up a ton of doors for me. Because if anyone who's trying to, it doesn't have to be drones, but anyone who's trying to have their own small business, going to these different events is a really great thing to do, because I've met a lot of people that I'm friends with that introduced me to other people. And I would say like maybe like 40% of my work is from people I've met at these events, because they know someone else who knows someone else, and they end up hiring me.
Oh, that's
um
awesome.
yeah.
So, I understand this wasn't your first business and that you had a series of businesses throughout your childhood. Can you tell me about some of those?
Yeah, so when I was 9 years old, um I started my first company, which was John's Mini Golf. And so
Mhm.
basically until I was 18, like I stopped doing it after I graduated high school. And like people think it sounds crazy, but like my backyard like had a full mini golf course in it. and, and
Wow.
people would come like from all over and play it. Like I would have it open from spring until fall, and throughout the summer like thousands of people would come and play, all like the kids and the parents. um
That is awesome.
yeah, it was so much fun. And like every year I would take everything down and I would make a brand new course. So
Oh my
so
gosh.
it would be different every single year. And
That is so cool.
yeah, it was so much fun. And I know people miss it a lot. Like I still see, since I closed it like almost a year ago now is when I closed it for the last time.
Mhm.
Um, people still like on Facebook ask if anybody know what that mini golf place it was in Medford Lakes. Is it still open? and and people
Oh my
and
gosh.
and the funniest part is, just like in my small town of Medford Lakes, whenever I,
Mhm.
I go out somewhere, everyone knows who I am. So
Oh
like
wow, that is
I just have
awesome.
random strangers say, "Oh, hey, John," and I'm kind of like, "Oh, hey, I don't know who you are, but." and
That is so cool.
last fall, I actually went to like an after school kind of program,
Mhm.
and I was helping like middle schoolers, and I brought a bunch of materials, and I was building a mini golf course with them as well, like at their school, which was
That's so
which
nice.
was really fun.
Awesome. So, do you think any teen can start a business or many businesses like you did, or does it take, a certain personality trait to be successful at such a young age?
So I have a couple friends who have, um, you know, like little businesses, and I've been seeing like a trend of more of like the young people, going to entrepreneurship and not following like the whole go to school type of thing. But it
Yeah.
doesn't really you don't really have to do like a full-time company if you don't want to, and if you still want to have go to school and have an actual like secure job. Because I have like all friends that I know, like they all have like a little part-time thing. Like one of them makes like headbands.
Mhm.
Someone else makes like stickers. He has like a machine that can make stickers.
Oh,
And
nice.
so you know you can really start anywhere. I would just say something that you really like to do. It could be anything. It could be people like playing video games so much. People like selling, buying and reselling stuff, or if
Mhm.
if you like sports or something. Just anything that you like, there is a way that you can make money from it.
You just
So
kind of have to have like that motivation,
yeah,
pretty
and
much.
you just gotta try to think outside the box and um, try to figure out how you can promote it and you know try to make some kind of company out of it.
Mhm. You just have to have like that motivation and drive and like know what you want.
Exactly.
So do you feel like you sacrificed some of your social life as a teenager to get this business off the ground? Did it take up like a lot of your free time?
Yeah. So I took the one thing that I do regret, which was I played soccer at high school throughout freshman through junior year, and
Mhm.
then on senior year was varsity, which everyone looks forward to playing in varsity.
Oh
And
yeah.
that I didn't play my last year because I was just so involved with my company. Because after school, you would be playing soccer sometimes until like 8 o'clock if you had a game or something. So it was just like a lot of it was really unfortunate because I really wanted to do that. And even with it's been really weird. Like at first, when all my best friends, they all went away to school somewhere, and they all met
Oh
new
yeah.
friends and everything. And so I never, of course, I'm still, you know, I never left. So I
Mhm.
so pretty much when everyone's at school, it's just me really. So
Oh yeah.
it's just that's the thing. Like people have to know, like if you want to get into entrepreneurship or running your own thing by yourself, like there's a lot of self-discipline, and it can be hard sometimes because you don't have that many people around you a lot of time to relax and hang out with your friends every once in a while.
Yeah.
um but so far I have been pretty okay with that. I'm not I'm never I'm not like super lonely or anything like that. Like I enjoy my alone time, and I'm also busy and everything, and I know
Yeah.
what I'm doing is gonna be um I'm building something bigger than myself right here. So
Yeah. It's definitely probably worth it. Like all in the end, it's all worth it.
hmm yeah.
So you chose to go right from high school into the business world rather than going to the college route. How do you feel about that now? Like, are there any pros and cons other than, like your friends moving away?
Well, I tell my friends that I predicted the coronavirus, and that's why I didn't go to college.
Uh huh.
So, but seriously, like um yeah, like in my opinion, like the whole college thing is
Mhm.
really not for everyone. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people go in there. Our friends, who go in there who are still at like in their second year and they still don't, or like undecided. They don't know what they want to do. But really, if you look at how much money, if you look at all the money that it takes to go to college, and
Mhm.
whether how much you take that money and you can either spend it on the school, or you can take that money and then start a company, which of course starting a company takes a lot of money.
Oh
um,
yeah.
but so far what I've spent in my company is nowhere near the cost of like 4 years at a college or something.
Mm-hmm.
But um, but yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you want to do. Obviously, everyone knows the saying, like, obviously, if you want to become like a doctor or a lawyer, you go to school.
Yep.
But um, a lot of other things, you don't have to. Like, I know there's, if you don't want to have your own company, but you still want to, you don't need to really go to school for other things, like, you know, the crafts they have, that different crafts they have, like electrician and all that stuff, and a lot of things are like a lot of those craft um, jobs, like they are stretched thin. Like they need workers, and no one wants to do it, and they still make decent money. Um,
Yeah.
so if you enjoy that kind of stuff and working with your hands and all that, then you don't have to go to school for that.
Exactly. You just kind of go for it.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's just in my opinion, the whole uh, school thing is a little bit corrupt, um,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of people told me that, well, um, you should just um, do your business while going to school as kind of like a plan B type of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people told me, like, you should have something to fall back on. But then it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, you know, in my opinion, like if my company isn't succeeding and like I get knocked down or something, then I'm not gonna give up and go to my plan B. Like I'm just gonna keep on doing my company, because you know the plan B distracts from the plan A, because the plan B requires some time which you could use for the plan
Oh, yeah.
A.
So, you have a beautiful portfolio on your website with stunning aerial photos and videos. Did you develop the website yourself, or did you have anyone to help you with that?
Yeah, so right before this podcast, I was actually just doing my website. So
Oh,
I've
nice.
built my entire website by myself, through like a platform called Squarespace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so you can put all the pictures and all the text, everything you can do by yourself. And that's something that I've been really proud on, because it actually it takes a ton of work to make the whole website look nice and everything.
Oh,
Um,
I bet.
and just recently I've been really since like it's still I still haven't been super busy because the whole virus thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I've just been doing a lot of stuff that people don't really notice in the business. Like cracking down the website, making sure everything looks perfect, and figuring out some social media stuff that I'm going to do in the future. But yeah, like with the website thing, like as you if you're an entrepreneur, you kind of realize that you're everything. So you're the website developer, you are the marketer, you are some cases the accountant, which I don't do that because that's a little bit too complicated for me.
Yeah.
but but you kind of realize that you're everything, unless you want to, be spending a ton more money. So
So, your website says that you like to talk with kids at summer camps and school about entrepreneurship. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
yeah, so I actually had some big plans for 2020, about going to schools, which I've done it a few times already. This was last year,
Yeah.
2019. I spoke um, at a STEM event, and at a school district, where I came in and brought all my drone equipment and talked about entrepreneurship and um, you know building your own business, and also, like I said earlier, like having, like, taking your hobbies and making it into a profitable company or something like that. So that was a lot of fun, because I really because I worked at a camp all throughout the summer in high school, so I really liked interacting with kids. And um, my plans for this year were going to be starting drone clubs at some local middle schools,
Mm-hmm.
and I was already talking to the principals. This was back in March, right when the thing hit. So then
Oh,
that
yeah.
all went down the drain. So, but I was gonna teach the kids about how to build their own drones.
That's
Because you
awesome.
can get different kits that that are kind of kid friendly kits that they can build their own drones, and then you can also code them, so they can
Mhm.
learn how to code. Um, and then they can fly their creations, and then you could also have a lot more fun things like they could race with them, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff that I had planned. I was also going to do a bunch of events, like where um, you know my company would host an event, and then like all the local people would come, and the kids could fly drones for fun and see all the equipment and everything. Um, so I had some pretty cool plans this year for that stuff, but might have to wait until next year.
Yeah, stupid coronavirus. So, is there any other advice that you'd like to share with young entrepreneurs who are thinking about, starting their own business?
So I would say, um, if you have something that you're really passionate about, whatever it could be, then you just really have to try and go for it. Because, like, in my opinion, like it's really, people are all, you hear the saying all the time, like you only live one time, and it's just
Yeah,
more like why would I, do this other stuff, when I could be having a ton of fun and making money at the same time? Because,
exactly.
in my opinion, like I really don't want to, you know, I don't really care about making a ton of money or become. I honestly don't want to become famous or anything.
Mhm.
But it's just like as long as I can make a good living and also really enjoy what I'm doing, then that's the key to success right there. And when I but see when I first had this idea to do my own company and not go to school, like you wouldn't believe the amount of backlash I got from everyone, like my friends, my teachers, and my family. Like
Uh-huh.
everyone wasn't really agreeing with my decision. Um, but then now you fast forward to that was before my company was super established, but now you fast forward to now, and everyone, all those same people, are all of them are saying, "Oh, I'm so happy you went this route, and you're doing so well."
Oh
so
my gosh,
so
wow.
it's really kind of like really don't let any of those people talk you down at all, because if like in your head like that, you want to do this and you can succeed at it, then you know you're yourself, so just don't listen to anyone else and just do your own thing.
Yeah. So thank you, John, for being on the show and
Oh
helping to
yeah.
inspire other young entrepreneurs to pursue their dreams. You are a true young biz honcho. For those who want to check out John's drone business, go to thedronelife.org. This is your host, Lexi, and thanks for joining me, and see you next time.